Okay, so about cytoplasmic inheritance, we are studying, and first of all, we will go for the Mendelian inheritance. In the Mendelian inheritance, for the formation of the offspring, the contribution of the male and female is totally equal. Okay, and if we do the reciprocal process, likewise, I told you in the last lecture, okay, if you do the reciprocal cross in the Mendelian concept, or when you are taking the Mendelian ratio, if you are doing the reciprocal cross, then also you will get the same um, offspring. Okay, means there is a no use of reciprocal cross. Then this is the first thing. Second thing, the second law is the segregation law. Okay, so your F1 monohybrid cross, what the phenotypic ratio you will get? 3:1, right? And in the F2 generation or F2 dihybrid, you will get the phenotypic ratio as 9:3:3:1. But these ratios will not found in the cytoplasmic inheritance. Okay, so this is specifically only limited for the Mendelian inheritance. Okay, the third thing is that the gene which showing the Mendelian inheritance, it is located on the chromosomes of the nucleus. It is a very basic thing. Okay, means whatever the genes or whatever the DNA which shows this Mendelian inheritance, that are present in the nucleus of the cell. Okay, and what we are learning? We are learning about the cytoplasmic inheritance. Now you know that there is, suppose there is a one cell. Okay, in one cell, what types of the organelles are present? That cell content what material? Can you tell me?
Nucleus, cytoplasm, and DNAs.
Okay, anything else? Correct. So one cell, it contains the cytoplasm. In that cytoplasm, there is a nucleus is present, mitochondria is present, ribosome is present, endoplasmic reticulum is present. So many organelles are present, right? So whatever the DNA or the genetic material of that cell, what we have seen, that genetic material, it is present in the nucleus, right? So the genes, okay, or the DNA that are present in the nucleus, they follows the Mendelian inheritance. Okay, so these 3 points are important in case of the Mendelian inheritance, that both the male and the female parent contribute equal to their offspring. Reciprocal crosses does not affect anything, the progeny will be same. Third thing, that the F1 generation produces 3:1 ratio of the offspring, and the F2 will produce 9:3:3:1. Okay, and the chromosome or the DNA which is present in the nucleus of that cell, that follows the Mendelian inheritance. Okay, now this Mendelian inheritance is totally opposite to the cytoplasmic inheritance. Now we will go for the cytoplasmic inheritance, or it is also called as non-Mendelian inheritance. Okay, so here you can write down in your notebook with your pen or paper. Okay, these 4 laws, or these 4, what we can see, characters, or these 4 rules are very, very, very important. You have to remember these 4 rules when the word comes cytoplasmic inheritance. Okay, you have to just write down these 4 rules. These 4 rules are very important. Okay, yes, this cytoplasmic inheritance, there are many names, many synonyms of that. Suppose, no, not suppose, but yes, cytoplasmic inheritance, it is also called as the extra chromosomal inheritance, or it is also called as the extra nuclear inheritance, cytoplasmic inheritance, non-Mendelian inheritance. Okay, or maternal inheritance. So there are the so many names for the same thing. Okay. Yes. So what is this non-Mendelian inheritance or cytoplasmic inheritance or maternal inheritance or extra chromosomal inheritance? Okay. So extra chromosomal means what? Something extra from the chromosome. You have learned that your chromosomes and the DNA, it is present in your nucleus. But cytoplasmic or extra chromosomal means what? Which is something extra from that DNA. Okay, means the nucleus is present, DNA is also present in that nucleus. But in that cell, particular another type of the genes or another DNA is also present, which is present in the cytoplasm. Okay, or which is the DNA of the any another organelle, like the DNA of mitochondria, DNA of the chloroplast. Okay, so this DNA which is present another than the nucleus, that DNA is called as the extra nuclear DNA. Okay, means extra means which is a extra, nuclear means rather than nuclear DNA. Okay, which is extra present in that cell, it is known as extra nuclear DNA. Okay, and basically there are the two organelle, mitochondria and the chloroplast. These two organelle has its own DNA. Okay, so which is also circular, okay, double stranded or single stranded. So this DNA are present in these two organelle and these two organelle are present in the cytoplasm. That's why it is also known as cytoplasmic inheritance or extra nuclear or extra chromosomal inheritance. Okay, yes. So here the four laws or the four rules are very important to know about it. Okay, the first one, yes. So the first one is that whatever the ratio we have seen up till now, okay, means this ratio 9:2, yes, this ratio 3:1 or 9:3 3:1. These ratios are not found in the cytoplasmic inheritance. Your first rule is what? You can write down, okay? The typical ratio of the Mendelian segregation is not found in the cytoplasmic or extranuclear inheritance. Okay, this is your first rule, that the Mendelian segregation ratio is not found here. Second thing, that the reciprocal crosses, it gives the different result. Okay, means in the multicellular eukaryotic organism, the result of the reciprocal crosses, which involves the extranuclear gene, means which is extra from the nucleus, means which is present outside of that nucleus, okay, are not same as the reciprocal crosses involving the nuclear gene. Okay, if you take the chromosome or nuclear gene, for that nuclear gene, the result of reciprocal crosses is different. And for the cytoplasmic gene, okay, or the gene which is present in the mitochondria and the chloroplast, for that gene, this reciprocal crosses gives the different result. Okay, so this is an important second rule. Third rule is that the chromosomal gene or your chromosome which is present in the nucleus, you can map that chromosome by using the karyotyping. We have learned, okay, how to do, means what is the aim of this karyotyping? Karyotyping means what? Just to observe your DNA or the chromosome which is present in the nucleus. Means you can map that DNA or the chromosome. Okay, but this extra chromosomal gene or extra nuclear gene, you cannot map. Okay, this is the third rule, that the extra nuclear gene cannot map to the chromosome in the nucleus. This is your third rule. And fourth and the last rule is that your extra nuclear inheritance is not affected by substituting the nucleus with the different genotype. Okay, means what? Extranuclear means what? Something which is present outside the nucleus. Okay, so whatever your chromosome or DNA, it is present in the nucleus. So if you replace that nucleus from the one cell, okay, if there is a one cell, you take out the nucleus from that cell and you put the another nucleus into that, then it will not affect the cytoplasmic inheritance, right? It will affect the Mendelian inheritance. Why? Because Mendelian inheritance, it is depends upon the DNA or the chromosome which is present in the nucleus. Okay, but the cytoplasmic inheritance, it is independent on the DNA or the chromosome which is present in the nucleus. Okay, understood up till this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so remember that it is also known as non-Mendelian inheritance, cytoplasmic inheritance, extranuclear or extra chromosomal inheritance. So there are 4 basic rules you have to remember, okay, about it. Like here, first rule is the typical Mendelian ratio, okay, is not found. Second is that reciprocal crosses gives the different result. Third is extranuclear genes are not mapped as the chromosomal gene mapping is done. And the fourth one is this extranuclear inheritance, it is not affected by substituting the nucleus with the different genotype. Okay, means why? Replacing the nucleus with different genotype, the extranuclear inheritance will not be affected. These are the 4 important laws. You have to remember this. Okay. Yes. Yes. So next one, that the evidence of cytoplasmic inheritance, it is first presented by the scientist Corens, and he observed this thing in the particular plant. That plant is known as a Mirabilis jalapa. Okay, so it is also known as the 4 o'clock plant. Okay, it is also called as the 4 o'clock plant. Basically, this plant, it is a ornamental plant. Ornamental means काय? Ornamental means what?
Used for decoration purposes.
So this plant is used just for the decoration, or it is a ornamental plant. Okay. So yes, this is a Mirabilis jalapa. It is also known as 4 o'clock plants. Basically, it is found in the different areas. Okay. Basically, it is found in the UK or Mexico. Okay. So what is this Mirabilis? Mirabilis, the word, this Mirabilis, in the Latin language, the Mirabilis word means wonderful. Okay, wonderful or beautiful. And jalapa, what is this jalapa? Jalapa, it is actually the name of particular state which is present in the Mexico. Okay, so this plant basically found in that jalapa state in the Mexico. That's why the name is given as a Mirabilis jalapa. It is also known as 4 o'clock plant. Why it is known as 4 o'clock plant? Because this plant flowers at the late afternoon, means nearby to 4 o'clock. Okay, and it will flower at that time, and this flower will close in the morning. Okay, so the flowering time of this plant is in the late afternoon. That's why it is also known as Mirabilis 4 o'clock plant. Okay, so first of all, you have to remember that this evidence of the cytoplasmic inheritance, it is first presented by the scientists Corens in the particular 4 o'clock plant, which is found in the Jalapa in the Mexico, and plant name is Mirabilis jalapa. Okay. Next, in 1943, the scientist Sunburn discovered the kappa particles in the paramecium. Okay, and they are inherited through the cytoplasm. So next thing which proves that cytoplasmic inheritance is there, that one is the kappa particle which is present in the particular paramecium. Okay, we will see all these examples. Yes. So in extranuclear or extracytoplasmic inheritance, the trait or the character of the female parent is only transmitted to the progeny. Okay, means what? Remember one thing, that whenever the fertilization process is done, fertilization is done with the help of what? With the help of male gamete and the female gamete. So what is the male gamete? Sperm. Okay, and what is the female gamete? Egg. Okay, so remember the thing that egg is a double in size that of the sperm. Sperm, it is very small in size. Okay, but egg is a double in size that of the sperm. And the sperm, it will only contribute the nucleus. Okay, means when the zygote is formed, when this egg and sperm come to each other and they will fuse, then what happens? Sperm only carry the nucleus from the male. They didn't carry, or it didn't carry the cytoplasm and cytoplasmic organelle. Okay, because it is a very heavy thing. So egg which is present in the female, okay, so that egg, it is a double in size. So whatever the cytoplasm is present, whatever the cytoplasmic organelle is present, nucleus is also present. So egg is a complete cell, but when the sperms come into the body of the female, that sperm only carry the nucleus, it cannot carry the cytoplasm. So when the fusion of the sperms and the egg will be happen, then what happen? That sperm will give the nucleus and the nuclear fusion will be happen in the egg. But the cytoplasm and the cell organelle, remaining cell organelle, are from the female only. Okay, male cannot give their cytoplasm and cell organelle to the female, because sperm is very small, it can only carry the weight of the nucleus. Okay, that's why remember the thing that whatever this extra nuclear or cytoplasmic inheritance, in that only female parent transmit their cytoplasm and their cytoplasmic organelle to their offspring. Okay, the offspring may be anything, maybe male or female. Okay, but whatever your cytoplasm, you will get whatever the cytoplasm, it is from your mother, and whatever your means mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome, these all things come from your mother. From your father only one thing will come, and that is the nucleus. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
nucleus come, but nucleus it also in a 50%. Okay, why? Because there is a combination of the nucleus will happen from the male and female, and then the zygote will be produced. Okay, so male can contribute only 50% of their nucleus. Okay, so whatever the cytoplasm and the cytoplasmic organelle, it will come from your mother. Okay, so remember that this extra nuclear inheritance or cytoplasmic or extracellular, extra chromosomal inheritance, in this whatever the female character or female trait, means female parent is only transmitted to the progeny, means your cytoplasm and the cell organelle, it is only transfer from the female parent and not from the male parent. Okay, so the reciprocal crosses exhibit the differences in the phenotype of the progeny, and there is a no segregation in the F2 generation. That's why this is a very different than the Mendelian concept. Okay, what Mendel shows that 50% uh, 50% things are come from the mother, 50% things are come from the father, and then the progeny will be formed. This is given, this is the data given by the Mendel, but it is wrong. Okay, so this is called as extranuclear inheritance, means that no, the Mendelian data is right, but it is only for the nuclear thing. Okay, not for the extranuclear thing. But when we study about extranuclear, then what evidences you will get, that the extranuclear things, means the cytoplasm and your cell organelle, it will come from the female parents. So whatever the cytoplasm and extracellular organelle or like the mitochondria, you always receive that from your female, means from your mother. Okay, male not contribute anything. Male only contribute the nucleus. Okay. Yes. Now next, the same thing which I told you, that the DNA are present outside the nucleus, that is called as extranuclear DNA or extra chromosomal DNA, that is present in the cytoplasm. Okay, so that DNA is called as the plasma gene or cytoplasmic genes. Cytoplasmic genes means what? The genes which are present in the cytoplasm. Okay, means which are not present in the nucleus. Nuclear gene means the genes which are present in the nucleus. So the genes which are present outside the nucleus are known as cytoplasmic genes or plasma genes or cytogenes, or extranuclear genes or extra chromosomal genes. There are many names. Okay. So the total gene present in the cytoplasm of the cells or an individual is also known as the plasmon. Okay. So this plasma gene is also known as the plasmon. Okay. While I told you that there are two cell organelle, chloroplast and mitochondria. Okay. So chloroplast has its own genome. Okay. It has its own circular DNA. So that DNA or that genome is known as, okay, that DNA or that genome is known as the plastome. Plastid means chloroplast. Okay. So the DNA which is present in the chloroplast or the plastid, it is known as plastome. Plastid has the two types, leucoplast and chloroplast. Leucoplast means it is a white color and chloroplast means green color. Okay. So this genes or the DNA which is present in the plastid known as the plastome, and the genes which are present in the mitochondria, it is known as the chondriome. Mitochondria, so chondriome. Okay, so these mitochondrial genes are abbreviated as small mt DNA, means mitochondrial DNA, and the chloroplast gene is abbreviated as CP, means chloroplast DNA. Okay. Yes, so this is the basic difference between the Mendelian inheritance and the non-Mendelian inheritance. So in Mendelian inheritance, they concentrate on the nuclear gene, and non-Mendelian, we are concentrating on the plasma genes, means the cytoplasmic genes. In Mendelian inheritance, the segregation pattern is somewhat different. Okay, means your ratio you will get is a 3:1 or 9:3:3:1. Okay, but no such a segregation ratio you will get in the non-Mendelian inheritance. Next, reciprocal crosses will be same in the Mendelian inheritance, but reciprocal crosses will give a different result in the non-Mendelian inheritance. Here it does not shows the maternal effect, and non-Mendelian means it shows the maternal effect. Maternal means what? The things which comes only from the mother. Okay. Yes. In Mendelian, genes can be easily mapped on the chromosome. Okay. But the mapping of the plasma genes or the cytoplasmic genes, it is very, very, very difficult task. Okay. So it will not done properly. So these are the few differences from the non-Mendelian and the cytoplasmic inheritance. So next one is the examples. Okay. So examples of the non-Mendelian inheritance. Okay. If the meeting will end, rejoin again. Okay. Examples are like plastid inheritance in Mirabilis jalapa. Plastid means chloroplast and leucoplast. Okay. Then second one, shell coiling in the snail. Snails which are present in the water. Okay, water snail. So the shell coiling pattern in that snail. Then third one is the kappa particle in the paramecium. Then next, cytoplasmic male sterility in the maize plant. Then the sigma virus in the Drosophila melanogaster and the milk factor in the mice. So in your study, we are going to see the first three example. Okay. means plastid inheritance, shell coiling, and kappa particle in the paramecium. Okay, so cytoplasmic male sterility in maize also I have notes. I will explain in very shortly. Okay, yes. Then the classes of non-Mendelian inheritance. So there are three different classes: maternal effect, inheritance involving the infective particles. So here the example is kappa particle in the paramecium and the cytoplasmic inheritance. Okay. So first of all, we'll go for the maternal effect. Maternal effect means what? Whatever the genotype or whatever the trait, character which is coming from your mother or your female parent, okay, that is known as maternal effect. So remember this definition: when the expression of the character in the zygote, it is influenced by the genotype of the parent, female parent. Okay, so remember the thing that whatever your genotype, okay, but whatever should be your genotype, but your phenotype is totally depend upon the genotype of your mother. Okay, means whatever your mother cytoplasm and extracellular extra nuclear material is there, that is transferring to you. Okay, so that the maternal effect means what? The expression of character in the zygote or the offspring is totally influenced by the genotype of the female parent or genotype of the mother. It is known as maternal effect. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Boys, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will see the example of maternal effect. The example is coiling pattern of the shell in the snail. Okay. So I think you have seen the water snail. Snail means काय? Do you know? What is mean by the snail?
Yes, ma'am.
मराठीत काय म्हणतात त्याला?
Google काय?
Okay. So coiling pattern of shell means what? Coiling pattern means ती कशी कॉइल होते, त्याचं जे शेल आहे वरचं. ओके, सो त्याचा कॉइलिंग पॅटर्न कसा आहे. ओके, दॅट इज द प्रॉपर एक्झाम्पल ऑफ दी मॅटर्नल इफेक्ट. So basically remember that in the snail there are the two types of the coiling pattern of their shell. First one is the dextral and second one is the syncistral. Okay, dextral means right-handed coiling. Okay, means clockwise, and syncistral means left-handed coiling pattern. Understood? If you take a string म्हणजे स्प्रिंग जर तुम्ही एखादी घेतली तर ती स्प्रिंग कॉइल असते. ओके, कॉइल असते एका मागे एक. सो दॅट इज द कॉइलिंग पॅटर्न ऑफ द शेल. ओके, जे काही वरचा शेल आहे त्या स्नेलचं, त्याचा पर्टिक्युलर कॉइलिंग पॅटर्न असतो. एक असतो राईट हँडेड साईडला. ओके, म्हणजे तो कॉइल राईट हँडेड साईडला होत जातो, त्याला म्हणतात डेक्स्ट्रल. आणि एक कॉइलिंग पॅटर्न आहे जो लेफ्ट हँडेड साईडला कॉइल होत जातो, त्याला म्हणतात सिन्सिस्ट्रल. ओके, so basically remember there are the two types of coiling pattern, dextral and syncistral. Okay, next. Yes, so the dextral coiling, it is dextral coiling is always dominant. Okay, so it is denoted by the allele capital D, and its recessive form means syncistral. It is a recessive thing. It is denoted by the small letter small d. Okay, so if you cross dextral coiling female to the syncistral coiling male, remember female means what is your mother nature? Dextral coiling. Okay, so whatever your progeny F1 and F2 progeny, okay, independent on their genotype, they shows the phenotype of dextral type coiling only. Understood? So this is known as the maternal effect. Means whatever the female genotype or whatever the mother genotype, so the phenotype of the offspring is totally depend upon the genotype of the mother. So here, what is the genotype of the mother? Dextral coiling. So whatever the offspring from that mother, irrespective of their father character, the all the offspring shows the character or the phenotype same as that of the mother. That is the dextral coiling. Okay, so that is the example of the maternal effect. Okay, and if you do the reciprocal cross, okay, if you do the reciprocal cross, means what? Means you have to change the female and male. In the first case, what we have taken? Dextral coiling female. Now you have to take opposite, syncestral coiling female, okay, and male is opposite, dextral coiling. Understood? Reciprocal